everybody. Guess what? You get to help me make my family dinner tonight. We're actually having coconut coriander chicken done in the pressure cooker. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you some of our really cool products and share this amazing recipe with you. Now I am going to be using the pressure cooker. I have to say this is probably one of the best inventions that Tupperware has in its catalogue. This little beauty here is going to save you time, save you money, and have meals on the table in under 30 minutes, including this gorgeous recipe that we're making tonight. Now with the pressure cooker, one of the great things about it is it goes in the microwave, so it's not a stovetop one, so it's nice and safe. Has anyone here ever used a pressure cooker on the stovetop before? I know I have. They can actually be quite scary. They actually have a valve on them, so once you finish cooking, you actually have to release the pressure, and sometimes you don't know whether you've released it all, whether it's safe to open it. But I always say with the Tupperware pressure cooker, you can actually have a glass of wine while you're making dinner. It's that safe. Now with the pressure cooker too, it has a 2-litre working capacity, so it will fit 3 litres, but you can fill it up to the 2-litre fill line. One of the great things about it as well is if you're only cooking for a couple of people, you don't have to fill it up. But if you have a family, it is a really great size for family meals, and it's perfect for doing food prep. If you'd love to do food prep on the weekend, on a Sunday, you might like to do all your food prep for the week, and this just makes food prep nice and quick. If you've ever used a slow cooker before, this is pretty much like a slow cooker but quick. So anything that you have in your jars, your sachets, and you just add your meat and vegetables, this is exactly the same. So instead of putting it in your slow cooker, you can pop it into your pressure cooker, and instead of having it on all day while you're at work, when you get home in the evening, you can pretty much put everything in here into the microwave. We call it set and forget. And then you could be helping the kids do homework, bathing. If you're lucky enough, you can sit down and have a glass of wine. And it's so easy to clean up afterwards. There's not a lot of mess. It has been designed so that you can actually serve straight out of this onto the table. I know something that we do in here all the time is mashed potato. So if you do have a good sized family, we usually do about 8 potatoes. So I peel them, I dice them into cubes, pop the potato in here with 1 cup of water and in the microwave for 20 minutes. When it's finished, I actually just tip any excess water out, and then I mash it with a bit of butter and milk, and it does the best potato whip. I think all my kids know how to do mashed potato in the pressure cooker now. You can also do things like pulled pork, pulled beef. You can do a silver side in here. You can do all your curries, all your stews, apricot chicken, and you can even do some really cool desserts like sticky date pudding, Toblerone chocolate cake, creamed rice, golden syrup dumplings. This is actually famous on Facebook, not because of Tupperware, but somebody actually started up a pressure cooker group, and I'm happy to join you to it. And it's just full of recipes that you could pretty much do every single day of the year for a whole year or more without doubling up. So guys, if you don't have one of these in your kitchen, definitely check it out and look to get one in your kitchen, because this here is going to save you so much time and money, and your family will be eating so much healthier. It won't be a chore every night, what's for dinner. I know that's the question my kids ask me every night, or text me actually, Mama, what's for dinner tonight? And who would have thought that that is the biggest decision that you have to make every day of your life? So now I've got some really good go-to recipes that we can pretty much work out each week. We vary it up a little bit, but we pretty much have the same recipes that we always do. So I'm going to show you this one. So this is something that you can actually add to your recipe collection as well. Now to start off with, before we start using the pressure cooker, I have got my microwave here with me. I'm actually going to put some rice on, because this is served best with rice. Now I've just got the old coloured rice cooker, but you can get the nice purple coloured rice cooker in our catalogue right now. If you don't have a rice cooker in your kitchen, definitely look at it. I think they're $29, amazing, amazing value. I've got 2 cups of rice in here and 4 cups of water. And in my microwave, I actually put it on for 15 to 20 minutes. But everyone's microwaves are different. It is recommended to only cook on 900 watts. So if you've got a really hot microwave, it is best to actually turn it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the rice in, and while it's actually cooking, then we're actually going to put our dish together, because when it's finished, I love the rice to come out, sit for 5 minutes. It does continue cooking and it stays nice and hot in here and nice and fluffy, and then it's ready to serve when the pressure cooker is ready. The reason I do it this way as well is because it means that I can get this on and cooking while I'm actually putting the dinner into the pressure cooker. It just seems to work best for me. I know lots of other people do it the other way around, so there's no rules. Okay, let's just pop this into the microwave. I'm just going to put my timer on. There we go. I've got 20 minutes to talk, to make dinner, and show you some really cool Tupperware hacks and see some of our cool products. Okay, so with the pressure cooker, before I actually fill it with food, I just want to show you the cover of it, because this is actually where the magic happens. Underneath the cover, there's a gasket. That's how easy it is to take it out and to put it back in, and when you go to clean it. Now on the gasket, it's actually got, I don't know if you probably can see it from there, maybe you can, it's got 3 little divots in the gasket. Now when it's actually in the microwave, once the pressure builds up inside the microwave, it's actually the pressure that's actually cooking your food and not actually the microwaves. So it's a very healthy way of cooking. And on the top of the cover, over on one side, there is a little pressure valve. So when the pressure builds up, this will actually open and any excess pressure comes out itself. That's why you don't have to turn no valves or anything at the end. There's a little yellow indicator valve. So when it's in the microwave, that will actually come up in the air. And when you take it out, you just have to wait for that to drop back down, and then you know it's safe to open it. And it only takes about 5 to 8 minutes. Usually it's in the microwave, you're setting the table and getting everything ready, and by the time you take it out of the microwave, it's dropped back down and it's waiting for you. And it's so, I think the best part about this is how easy it is to clean after some of the meals you do in here, like your pulled pork and pulled beef. You can even do spare ribs and stuff in here as well. Okay, so let's put all our ingredients in here. Now I'm actually using chicken thighs. If you want to use chicken breast, you can. I just find the chicken thighs come out nice and tender. Now in the recipe, which I will actually share underneath, I think it's only got about 500 or 600 grams. I've actually got 1 kilo. That's because I'm going to pretty much like double most of the recipe as we go. So I'm just going to use my Tupperware scissors. Now, I don't know if you guys have got scissors in your kitchen. You've probably seen me demonstrate them a few times now, and I do let everybody know that you need more than 1 pair of scissors. Now, as you can see, I'm chopping the chicken with them, and it's so much easier than with a knife. And when I'm finished chopping up the chicken, if I then wanted to chop up something else, I can easily give them a quick rinse and they're pretty much ready to go. Now with the chicken thighs, I have actually left, there's only a little bit of fat on there, but I do leave that on there just to give it a little bit more taste. It's not like it's really, really fatty. And if you wanted to, you can actually just use your scissors and you can chop any excess fat off too. Now, I know when I actually make this meal, because I do double a lot of the recipe, it usually means we have enough for dinner that night, and I'm usually able just to have one little extra meal that I can pop off to the side to use like for lunch or something the next day. So if you do like to do food prep, something that I recommend getting yourself is our Heat Neat containers. So with Tupperware's Heat Neat containers, they're the nice black coloured ones. They go fridge, freezer and microwave, and they have the little valve on the top. So actually they actually had a colour change. I'm thinking of the ones in my kitchen, but they're actually a nice navy blue one now. And with your Heat Neat containers, you've probably got a variety of different colours in your kitchen, and you can never usually have enough of them because they're for food prep. I tell everybody to do food banking. So when you're actually serving your meals out at night time, you've got all your dinner plates lined up for how many people are actually at home. Always put, if you can, 1 or 2 Heat Neat containers on the end. So when you're actually serving up your meal, you can actually serve out 2 extra meals. And the secret is to quickly put the cover on and get them into the fridge or the freezer before the family actually sees them. And can you imagine if every night you're having a different meal during the week and you just did 1 or 2 of the heat and eat containers, you would actually have a good variety of different meals in the refrigerator or in the freezer. And it just means that you can have a night that you have off. And it doesn't mean you have to spend money and go get takeaway. It just means that everyone can actually go to the freezer, grab themselves out of heat and eat, pop it into the microwave for a couple of minutes, and guess what? They can even eat straight out of the heat and eat container, so you're not actually even going to have any washing up to actually do. Now, I just realized I didn't actually bring any paper towel out with me so that I could do my beans. Lucky I'm actually doing all of them in the container, so it won't matter because they're going in to be cooked with the chicken. Okay, so guys, look how quickly I just chopped up a kilo of chicken thighs with the scissors. I'm no professional, but I reckon if I can do it that quick, then you guys could probably do it quicker than that. Now, I'm just grabbing out some beans. I've just chopped and tailed both of them, like I've used my scissors actually. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna actually use my hands only because I've got my scissors here with the chicken on it, and I don't actually want to then use it straight into the beans. Just a creature of habit. So I've just chopped and tailed all these. So now I'm just breaking them up and just popping them in. So if you want to use your scissors and chop them up a little bit finer, you can. If you've got a family that doesn't particularly like beans, grab your extra chef out and put them through your extra chef, because you can do them up nice and fine so that you've actually got beans in it, but the family won't even know that you've actually got beans in it. I have to say, my family aren't big bean eaters. They probably wouldn't have them just by themselves if I cooked them. But because they're actually in this meal, I don't think they really know what they are. So they just eat it anyway. And they're nice and crunchy. Can you hear them? I'm actually gonna put all these beans in here, only because they're good for you, aren't they? So we're just gonna pop all the beans into the top. And there we go, all done. So we've got our chicken thighs, we've got our beans. Now, I'm actually going to just add in our modular here, I've actually got coconut sugar. So a lot of Thai recipes that you actually do ask to put the sugar in there. It just evens out like the taste of it. So I'm just going to put 2 tablespoons. Actually, that's quite a big one. That's bigger than the tablespoon, so we'll do one good one. Okay, now we're also going to add in 60 mils of your fish sauce. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more, because that little smidget, that if anyone's got these little baby smidgets, just for those playing at home, it's actually 50 mils. So I'm just going to add a tiny, about 10 mils of fish sauce, so we get up to our 60 mils. And then I've got a 1/4 cup of green curry paste out of our measuring cup. So if you haven't got the Tupperware measuring cups, make sure you get some. They're very handy pretty much for all our recipes. And I'm going to add 1 can of coconut milk. Now I've already opened this with the amazing Tupperware can opener, but I didn't want to tease you guys because it's not actually in the catalogue at the moment. And I had to turn the can upside down because there is some cans that it doesn't seem to like all cans. So I always just turn it upside down, and if it doesn't work on the top, it usually works on the base. Now, because I've actually used the Tupperware can opener and taken the top off this can, I can actually put my Tupperware spatula in here, because this can isn't sharp on the top or the bottom, because all the can opener does is it just breaks the seal. So some can openers, when you actually use them, you have such a sharp bit on the top. I don't know if you can see me run my finger around there. No blood, I promise. And you will find that if this can opener ever becomes available for sale, I will show you on this page. You'll be the first to see it so that you don't actually miss out. Okay, now I'm just going to mix all this together. Now I am using the Tupperware spatula. I'm sure plenty of you have got Tupperware spatulas in your kitchen, and I'm sure there's plenty of you who've actually got more than one. Now what I love about the Tupperware spatula is it's heat resistant, stain resistant, detachable, and double-sided. So you honestly, if you put it into a curry paste or anything that's tomato based and the white gets any kind of discoloration to it, just pull the top off and put it in a cup of cold water and it'll actually come back out white again. Being double-sided, it's for left and right-handed people. It is perfect to use in all our Tupperware, cookware, Ultra Pros, pressure cookers, grills. Anything that we have in our range goes hand in hand with this spatula. So if you've got one, you're gonna need more of them. Now guys, I have just put all the ingredients in. I'm just having a quick look to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we've got our curry paste, we've got our fish sauce, we've got our coconut sugar. Now, the only thing I have left to do is to put a couple of lime leaves just into the top. You just sit them on top, about 4 or 5, and they stay in there while it's actually in the microwave cooking. But when it's finished, just scoop them off at the very end. It just gives it a really nice taste, but you don't want to actually eat them. Now guys, that's it. That's how easy it is. I don't know if you can actually see that. Looks pretty amazing. So all I'm going to do when our rice is finished is I'm going to take the rice out. I'm going to pop the pressure cooker into the microwave for 25 minutes. Now I'm going to do 25 minutes because I put a good kilo plus of the chicken thighs in there. But if you're doing a smaller quantity, you will only need 20 minutes in the microwave. This would have to be one of the most delicious dishes that you will ever make. If you want to fancy it up a little bit and you'd like coconut rice instead of just your plain rice, when you do your rice, just add coconut water. Instead of normal water, put a couple of tablespoons of coconut powder in there and your rice will come out like you got it at a Thai restaurant. So guys, hopefully you absolutely love this recipe. You can give it a go. Even if you don't have a pressure cooker, I'm sure you can make it some other way. But the pressure cooker is definitely the easiest way to make it in that time. Now, if you haven't got one of these in your kitchen and you would love one, these actually retail for $249. But guess what? If you're an online host, whether it's with myself as your consultant or you have a consultant that's invited you to watch this video, do an online get together with them and we can help you qualify and get this for half price. So it'll be less than $120. So that would just be amazing and the best way to get it in your kitchen. Even better, talk to your consultant or myself about coming to join us in Tupperware, and you can actually qualify and get this as a free gift in the first month that you're actually in the business. So free Tupperware is the best Tupperware. And for all of those with a pressure cooker at home, I hope this has been a nice, easy recipe that you'll be able to try. See you next time, guys.